Can you half walk through a Stargate and get chopped?
This is the question, right? Because in Stargate, the film, they just walk through, like, they don't even know what they're going into, right? It's just mental. They go through with a couple of boxes and they go, oh, we'll see what's on the other side. Just
raw
fucking,
dogging.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Raw dogging to Stargate. Hello! Welcome to Believe, the Conspiracy Theory podcast. I'm Phil Green.
And I'm David Ferguson.
And this is a podcast all about the world's craziest conspiracy theories, isn't it?
Well, sometimes we're just telling you what actually happened that they covered up and didn't want you to know.
Yeah, did they cover it up? And can we uncover that for you? Yes. That's what we're trying to do here. Now, this is a podcast all about the world's craziest conspiracy theories. In each episode, we bring on a guest, and that guest has picked a conspiracy theory they want to talk about. It might be a conspiracy theory they believe, it might be a conspiracy theory they don't believe, or it might just be a conspiracy theory they think is batshit mental, and they need somebody to uncover the truth for them so they can sleep at night.
Absolutely. And who are they going to turn to? The bad boys of podcasting.
Bad boys of podcasting. That's what they call us, that's what we're here to do. Now, if you do enjoy this podcast and you would like to come and see us do this podcast live, you can, especially if you live in the Leicester area. In fact, specifically if you live in the Leicester area. Beginning of February next year, we are going to be doing 2 live shows as part of the Leicester Comedy Festival. If people want to come to that, where can they find the link?
If you just go into the show notes of any of our shows, you'll be able to see the links to where our shows are.
Yes, absolutely. And also you can find it on our social media channels, which are...
Oh, our social media channels? Well, we're Believe Conspiracy Pod on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Absolutely. Go in there. You'll find content about the conspiracies that we've been talking about, photos, videos, loads of stuff related to the conspiracies that we cover on this podcast. And we want to know what your opinion is. Let us know what you think of the conspiracy theory. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Have you got an opinion? We want to know that.
Absolutely.
And if you have a conspiracy that you would like us to cover on this podcast, how can they tell us that?
Oh, through telepathy.
Okay, great.
Or if you're feeling a bit headachy, you could just email us. That's at believeconspiracypod@gmail.com.
Yes, let us know the conspiracies you want us to talk about. We'll add them to our list. We'll find a guest that wants to talk about that conspiracy theory. We will drag them in here by the teeth and we will make them talk.
Yes, we will.
Absolutely. Now, if you do enjoy this podcast and you really enjoy it, go into Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts and give us a little 5-star review. It really helps us build the podcast. We are very happy with the way things go, but we'd like to hear a few more people, and that's a great way to do it, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And also, I'm a really paranoid person, as you may have guessed, and no one's really done it, and I'm starting to think that you don't like us.
Yeah.
So please make me not be right about that.
You don't like us unless you go and do it, motherfuckers. Now we've got the wonderful George on the tech.
Oh, we love George.
Absolutely. He's doing a terrific job. And who is today's wonderful guest?
Oh, today's fantastic, insane, crazy guest is Poppy Hillstead.
The wonderful Poppy Hillstead. Poppy is a podcaster, writer, actor, and filmmaker. She wrote and starred in Poppy, her own web series. She's also hosted Poppy Hillstead Has Entered the Chat, a fantastically successful podcast, which was nominated for a British Podcast Award and a National Comedy Award. And more recently, she has started her new podcast, which is called Brainwash Me, where she gets on people who try to convince her to get passionate about the thing that they're passionate about. It's brilliant. Listen to it, watch it. It's a brilliant, brilliant podcast. And what is the conspiracy that Poppy has chosen?
Is it a conspiracy, though?
Well,
Saddam Hussein had a Stargate.
Saddam Hussein had a Stargate.
Yep.
Of course he did. Let's bring on Poppy.
Get out of the gravity hole.
It's a fake. Every single bird in the sky is a robot.
It's fiction.
Doubt your government.
It's an urban legend.
Like, they're actually spraying something in the sky?
No way.
A stream of absurdity.
It's a total fabrication.
Welcome to the podcast, Poppy Hillstead!
Yeah.
Love that excitement.
I'm really excited.
Yes.
That's the right energy.
I love conspiracies, so I'm like, my heart's
You love
pounding.
conspiracies?
Yeah, I
Oh, that's
actually
good.
do. Yeah, I
That's
really
good.
do.
Good.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I used to live with David Icke. I put that lightly.
This is so exciting. This is a truth bomb. I'm so
Okay,
excited.
this is what the show is about.
Yeah.
Now, what? Tell me.
Hang on, let me throw these notes away.
On the Isle of Wight? What? Give me all the information.
Okay, I was working as an animator.
Yes.
Animating cats for an app that taught people Spanish.
El gato.
And then in the studio, our landlord went missing for a while. And we were like, where the fuck is he's gone? And then the studio started filling up with like rats and cats and stuff and foxes. I don't know if I've already said this on my podcast. But anyway, yeah. Then the landlord came back and he was just like, David Icke's coming to stay. And we were like, well, sorry, what? And then David Icke came in and he was like, hey. But I was living in the studio at the time. So basically,
You
David
were living
Icke.
in the rat-filled studio?
Yes,
Okay.
with David Icke, yeah.
Right.
Was
So-
this in London?
Yes.
Yeah, rat filled anywhere.
Yeah. So I had to step over David Icke while he was sleeping at times to use the bathroom. But I remember I just grabbed my toothbrush, brushed my teeth, and then realised that I'd swapped it. It had been swapped with his.
So you brushed your teeth with David Icke's toothbrush?
I have his spit
Wow.
in me.
That is the most exciting thing that's ever happened on this podcast.
Can I gently touch you? Oh,
Can you feel the Ikeness?
Oh, my
I hope
goodness.
not.
Because you met David Icke.
yes.
Oh,
So
did you?
way back in the day. So
Yes.
I think I was 18. I did a bit of TV work, brag, and he was doing a tour of Belfast, and he was promoting his book "I Am Me, I Am Free," of which he is nude on the cover.
Is he?
Yeah. There's a little sticker cover in his crotch, and everybody in the production studio was like, "Do we take it off?" Like none of us did. But I got to see David Icke right at the very beginning. He was. I interviewed him as he was putting chairs out.
Oh.
With his wife.
You mentioned this.
In like a church hall. Like it was small. Like he fills up stadiums now. He is one of the most important people in conspiracy theories. I think his greatest book is Children of the Matrix. After that, it's kind of repeating that. Although he did a load of research on like 9/11, like all the stuff that was redacted for 9/11.
Yeah.
Like even if he's crazy, it's crazy how much was redacted.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so I met him then. He was a nice guy. He was really still very much a joke then because he had been on Wogan. Are you aware of this? Like he'd been on Wogan, which was a
Chat show.
Yes.
chat show with
Oh,
Terry
yes.
Wogan, and he said he was the son of God, and that kind of got misinterpreted. Because understand, if you're a Christian, you're a son of God. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I see. So he was saying it quite like sincerely.
yeah.
and
But he was in a
big one.
tracksuit, and he'd been a sports presenter before that. Like he didn't. But like, if you get the chance to go see David Icke, he's mesmerizing. He used to have. I didn't go, but I know someone who did. He used to have workshop for 3 days. You went to this conference and spent a lot of money, and that's how I've got all his books. Because someone I know that went there sold me all his books. But yeah, like David Icke. Oh my God!
I know.
How was he for you?
Well, I really wanted him to say something like insane.
Yeah.
All he told me was to watch Channel 5 documentary on Princess Diana. And I was like,
That's the only
That's
nugget
low
you get.
level.
That's lazy on his part, isn't it?
just watch.
You want the gold from him, but he's just going, just watch Channel 5.
And I watched it. I thought it was going to be straight in like Queen did it or something like that. It didn't. It just like, it was like, this is what happened. And it kind of said maybe. And I was like, this ain't good enough.
Don't worry, Poppy, because we've just recorded an episode on the Princess Diana assassination, so we've answered all those questions for you.
Assassination.
Yeah.
Bring David Icke on here.
Oh
my God! Yeah.
Saying it really casually. Get him on.
Should we say this? I have messaged him about
Have
it.
you?
Yeah, because he helps the little guy. He does do that. But I've had no response.
Oh,
Yet.
really?
I had no response yet.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't deal with any of social media now. Like he's a multimillionaire.
We would absolutely love to have him on. Half the conspiracies we've done have been like conspiracies.
Yeah.
Or some, well, maybe not half, but
Well,
quite a lot of them.
Like I remember reading Children of the Matrix, and I've never been so paranoid in my life after
Yeah.
reading that book. Because he talks about he needs a good editor. Sorry, David, but you do. But just reading those books, there's so much stuff, and then you start walking around and go, oh my God, the reptiles are real. Like it just.
Yeah.
You know, there's a black sun. Like it's just so much. But I like to think that I've got a little more moderate. But David Icke he's the granddaddy of the big grand conspiracy, and you met him.
I lived in a rat-filled studio with him. He used his toothbrush.
I helped him put chairs out, and you didn't even broadcast the interview we did with him.
This is how niche this podcast is, that we think this is an amazing brag. That you brushed your teeth and you helped him put chairs out.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're into conspiracies? What got you into them? Do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I just, I think I'm very easily influenced, hence my podcast. Hence,
Because your podcast is about getting people on to try to influence you to love the thing that they love, right?
some things I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Ketchup, stuff like that.
Oh, you don't like
Don't like
ketchup?
ketchup?
I really don't like it.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
one of my best friends has ketchup with everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything. It drives me crazy.
It's horrible. Other stuff, I'm like, I'm pretty open-minded. You can, yeah. Even like reading the list of stuff that you were like, oh no, am I supposed to say that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The list of stuff I could choose from. I was kind of like, Oh, yeah, no, I can see that. I was like, wow, okay.
And even the ones that seem the most batshit are often the ones that are the most interesting. 'Cause
Yeah,
you wanna,
yeah.
You want to know like why anyone, how did that come about? You know? That's the thing that interests me more, because I'm the cynic. David's the believer.
Oh, really? Okay.
But sometimes you're sitting there going, yeah, I can sort of see how this happened.
Yeah.
Like, organically, this has just come out of.
I never have a trouble talking to you about stuff with it. You know, you never make me feel stupid, and I am a stupid man. Like I'm a very silly man.
In my head, I'm thinking it.
But you never say it.
But I never
Phil.
vocalise
That's
it.
because you're a
That's
good guy.
important. Yeah,
we might be the bad boys of podcasting, but you're a good guy.
Have you guys had aquatic apes yet?
We talked about aquatic apes. We haven't. We dabbled a little bit in the Bigfoot
I
episode.
can't say it. Aquatic
apes.
Aquatic apes.
Yes, but you mentioned is it Florida, the swamp ape?
Oh, swamp ape, that's a different thing. The aquatic apes is a theory of evolution that our ape ancestors, you know, we descended from a common ancestor, apes and us and whatever. But aquatic ape is that for a time, whatever species we evolved from was in the water for a while. One of the really good examples is babies are born, they can swim immediately. And that, so that's a really, and it is fringe theory, but it is discussed. You know, why have we got no body hair? I mean, I have tons, but most people don't, you know.
Yeah.
And that's because we're more aquatic. You know, and there are instances of mammals going into the water and coming back out again. Now, we know about dolphins and whales and whatever going into the water, but they never came back out again. But there are other mammals that did. So, and there's an argument that we were that. But then there's also the idea that we're monkey pig hybrids. So, and that has good. Yeah.
What monkey pig fucking?
At some point.
Human?
Yeah. That's,
I get that.
Yeah, that's because
we've all got traits.
Because, oh my God, we have the same carbohydrate, our fat has the same carbohydrate makeup as swine. And we have the same type of skin as pigs. But also we're very like apes. So
I think that's pretty, I believe that.
Yeah, I'm going for that.
But I'm with that and the apes and the aquatic apes. I'm like both. Can it be both?
Have you seen those social media videos of people throwing babies into a pool and they can just swim?
It's immediate.
Yeah, it's immediate. It's instinctive. Yeah, it's. I mean, it looks cruel, but it's weird.
And babies love it. Babies love water.
Yeah, they do love it. Yeah.
So you're saying like evolution, and then at one point a little aquatic ape, and then back.
Yeah.
So dips in and then dip back.
Yeah.
Dip back. Yeah.
Okay.
And I tend to believe it more than not.
I think I believe that.
Because what really swings me about it is babies swim immediately. You know, they can swim from birth. So, and that's a curious thing for a baby to be able to do.
But they're not the only creature that can do that. Like dogs sort of know how to, it's a survival instinct, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, we swim, and you know the way some animals, when they're born, they can walk almost immediately?
Yeah.
Well, babies are like that with water.
Is that because they're in the womb though?
I mean, but also
Swimming in the womb.
Yeah.
But that's also part of it. Like the amniotic fluid in humans is actually considerably more than it should be. I'm not saying there wouldn't be any, but there's like...
Oh.
Yeah.
Why do animals not swish around as much?
You could, I mean, there are animals that you can tell are pregnant, but there's plenty of animals that you can't, you know, and, I mean, I suppose there's different bodies and whatever. I realize I'm on thin ice with this one, but amniotic fluid is more on human beings.
What?
We have a lot of it.
This is blowing my mind. This is even the subject that I've come to speak about.
I can see
and
why
I'm
you do the podcast you do, Poppy.
Aquatic apes pig people,
Yeah.
Right, you bought into both of those.
straight away.
Great.
Within
Let's
seconds.
crack on with Saddam Hussein and a Stargate then.
Oh my God. Yeah.
My mind's blown.
Yeah, mental, isn't it? So, the theory that Saddam Hussein had a Stargate, a portal to another dimension or distant parts of the universe, is an idea largely popularized by the internet and fringe theorists. The theory suggests that one of the motivations behind the 2003 US-led invasion of Iraq was to secure control over this ancient otherworldly technology. Although widely debunked by scholars and experts, this theory taps into a mix of historical intrigue, science fiction, and political skepticism. So, Poppy,
I love it's been debunked. It's had to be debunked.
Yeah, but then every conspiracy theory has been debunked, but it's who's debunking it.
He's debunking that. I mean, I get it. Okay.
Have you come across a Stargate on your travels?
I've never seen a Stargate. Are we on about like in the film Stargate?
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so it's like you go into it and you're out at another side of the galaxy, isn't it? So Saddam Hussein as a Stargate. Are
He's
they
got
saying he's from another planet or he's from this planet?
No.
Well, they're not saying that. What they're saying is that the reason that the US went into Iraq wasn't for weapons of mass destruction or oil. It was because they wanted the Stargate.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm all over it.
Well,
obviously, I think it's mental, Poppy, but I know you kind of believe this one.
because I kind of want to state my case, and we're right at the beginning and everything.
Oh,
so it's, but like
I'm throwing it off. I'm straight in there. Like, what?
Okay, let's. Do you believe in Stargates?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Why do you believe in Stargates?
Because I do think there was ancient civilizations here. I do think we were part of it. I think I think we've had high technology before, and then it was all gone.
Because the pyramids and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, good grief. Even just the stuff that we know about the pyramids is we couldn't replicate the pyramids now.
Really?
There's a Baalbek rock monument that's in the ground, and the reason it's still in the ground is because it's split, and we could not move that today.
What?
But they obviously carved it in the ground to then put it somewhere. So there was technology that we're not privy to. It could be sand and ropes and all that, but I mean, I quite like the idea of it being vibrations, sonic vibrations. But and they would be able to lift it up in the air. But I mean, oh God, I sound crazy now. But that Baalbek's there. We could not move the construct that's in the ground at Baalbek, and yet they did.
So we did an episode, Poppy, on ancient aliens, where we talked about pyramids, we talked about Stonehenge, we talked about the Nazca lines in Peru, all of these things that you can't quite understand how they could have done it back in there. And so it's the idea of how that there being an ancient civilization who got wiped out by something, and it took us centuries to get back to that level of technological advancement. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you think when you're thinking Stargate, you're not like trademark the Stargate from the film?
Well, the movie Stargate that then became the never-ending TV show. I'm not a fan. It's all right. It's all right. Ben Broder eventually joined it, and I love him. But he was from Farscape, which is a much better show. I don't mean to go on, but yeah, like, because the idea that spaceships brought people here or that kind of thing is just not feasible because we can't cover those distances. Faster than light travel doesn't exist in that way. But the idea that there would be dimensional holes, if anyone's watched the movie Event Horizon, the shortest distance between 2 points is no distance. So let's warp space and get that on.
So the theory of a Stargate, that's what you think. So Saddam Hussein.
Yes. So do you want to know do you want to know the details of a Stargate? Okay. So I'll tell you this and I'll tell you why they think Saddam Hussein's got one.
Okay.
So a Stargate is a large ring-like structure that creates a stable wormhole, allowing individuals or objects to travel instantaneously between two Stargates located on different planets or regions of space. So the characteristics of a Stargate are instantaneous travel. Stargates allow near instant transportation between two linked locations, regardless of the distance between them, bypassing the limitations of space and time. Wormhole creation. When activated, a Stargate generates a wormhole, a theoretical tunnel in space-time that connects 2 points far apart in the universe. This wormhole is stable only for a limited time and allows people or objects to travel through it. There's a network of Stargates. In most depictions, Stargates are part of a larger network of such devices scattered across the galaxy, built by an ancient civilization. In Stargate SG-1, for example, the Stargate network was created by the ancients, an advanced race in the show's mythology. It also has a dialing mechanism. So the Stargate usually operates by dialing a sequence of symbols representing locations in space to establish a connection with another Stargate. This sequence works like a cosmic address system.
So it's a bit like analogy.
Yeah, like the phone book.
Yeah. Okay.
And technology of ancient civilizations. Stargates are often portrayed as relics of incredibly advanced, often ancient civilizations, adding an element of mystery and wonder to their discovery and use. Pretty cool.
What the fuck? Why didn't they have one to Lincolnshire to London?
Yeah.
That would really help me out.
How do you know they don't?
Maybe they do. Right. There's a strange there is an archway near where I live. Should I try walking through it and see if it's a Stargate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be.
It could be. I don't know how to activate it though. What do you do? You press something, or am I thinking?
Well,
like,
in the TV show, it is almost like a dial-up. But
yeah.
But I
But
mean,
you have to match the symbols, right?
yeah. Which is kind of cool. It's really nice visual.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I don't love the Stargate TV series, I mean, they do a lot of things well. You know,
They should just have face recognition, then it would sort it.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? You know.
You'd think with advanced technology, they would advance it to that level.
Yeah,
rather than just-
fingerprint. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also about
Unless
being
they were
able
just
to
into the
last.
fun of it.
Yeah, like I mean, come on, a mobile phone. We just stare at it. But do you remember when you used to dial a rotary
Yeah.
phone?
Oh, that's
was fun.
exciting.
You know, and there was
I
phone
like
boxes
that.
and there was phone books. It was all this stuff,
Yeah.
and now it's just like
And
Siri
you might
call,
fuck
but
it up and dial the wrong person. That was always fun.
Bit of
Always fun.
excitement, yeah.
cross lines, wrong numbers.
Do you remember? I don't. Probably you might not remember, but do you remember when people used to read out their own phone number when you'd call them? So they're verifying. So you like my dad sometimes still does this, but he picks up his home phone and he'll repeat his own phone number so the person dialing him knows that that's the phone
Oh, a
number.
quick
they're
little like
Yeah.
91472.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do I remember? I don't know. Why would I not remember it? I'm really
Because you're young.
You say that. I don't know.
But it was a thing, wasn't it, for a while? I mean, yeah. Now you wouldn't need to do that, surely.
No.
Can you half walk through a Stargate and get chopped? Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is the question, right? Because in Stargate, the film, which I watched half of today, they just walk through, like, they don't even know what they're going into, right? It's just mental. They go through with a couple of boxes and they go, oh, we'll see what's on the other side. Just
Raw
fucking,
dogging.
yeah, exactly. Raw dogging the Stargate.
You know.
It's mental. Like you would. Well, also, they've gone through with absolutely no like breathing equipment, so you think they don't know where they're going to end up, whether the atmosphere.
the-
In
Thrill.
the movie, there is something that says that it's linking to the same sort of atmospheres. That's the idea behind
Okay.
it.
Oh, yeah.
There is something. Now, I might be getting that from the TV show, but there is like, there's a couple of parameters that are assumed that you'll be going into the somewhere that is habitable by humans, because that's the idea. The humans were the slave race, which is a whole other thing in conspiracy theory, that we were a slave race.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So much shit going on behind the scenes
Loads.
of life.
But you'd like it just to go from Lincoln to London. That'd be
I'd be fine with that. Yeah.
not interested in another dimension. Just,
No, just like-
just an easy way to get home.
Need to pick up some of my stuff, my paste and stuff. My mum's still got it, so I need
Yeah,
to,
fair enough. I mean,
Yeah.
given that HS2 has been binned off, I think that seems like.
I need my bank statements. She could chuck them. Can you chuck things through your Stargate, but you don't have to go
Yeah.
through? That, I mean, why didn't Saddam Hussein just like, if he wanted to like blow up? Oh no, he did. He kind of did.
Well,
Then
maybe
he'd be blowing
that's.
up someone else's planet, wouldn't
But
he?
maybe that's why, the US went in to grab it.
Because you could turn it into like a cannon, so you could fire stuff.
Yeah. it could
Yeah.
be-
And then it just,
Yeah, warp windows that can be used for other things. I mean, it's a staple in sci-fi.
you could blow up Lincolnshire so easily through the Stargate that we have.
Is Lincolnshire that bad?
It's quite flat and desolate. It wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the first target. I'll be honest with you, Poppy.
Lincolnshire. You never know.
You never know. Yeah, you never know.
There's a big goose farm up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably needs
In fairness,
destroying.
if it's a civilization that really hates geese,
blow them up.
You blow them
Fuck
up.
You don't
them.
want to
Blow those
anger
fuckers
geese. You do not want to anger geese.
No, that's true.
You
They are
do
very
not want to
angry
anger
fuckers,
They'll
aren't
geese.
come after my mum. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't go on about this.
You don't mess with the geese.
So the notion that Saddam Hussein possessed advanced alien technology in the form of a Stargate likely originated from the overlap of historical fascination with ancient Mesopotamia. Got to learn that word today. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Particularly the Sumerian civilization and the
Oh, Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. It's
Okay.
Mesopotamia.
This is why he's here.
Amazing.
Mesopotamia, particularly the Sumerian civilization and the popularization of science fiction in modern culture. Mesopotamia, located largely in present-day Iraq, is considered the cradle of civilization, home to some of humanity's earliest cities, writing systems, and cultural achievements. This region's rich history has always attracted speculative theories, particularly regarding lost knowledge and technologies. So you know about this place.
Well, yes. So the most ancient civilization is considered Sumeria, but they weren't the first civilization, because it sort of springs fully formed. Like suddenly, you had agriculture, you had writing systems, you had barter systems, you had government, you had architecture. All these things suddenly appeared, and the earliest point of that is Sumer. However, they got it from somewhere else. So this idea of ancient aliens or ancient cultures is very is where this sort of comes from. You know, we can't really dig any further back, even though we've tried. But we're destroying the stuff that we can look further back. Göbekli Tepe is getting destroyed right now by Turkey. Yay! Which is the most ancient monument. I'm jumping all over the place. This might get cut. Sorry. But yeah, Sumer is ancient. However, there was something before Sumer, and we don't know what that is. And this idea that it was high technology, it sort of seeps in. You know, who came here? Because there are stories in the Sumer texts of people, you know, sky gods, people coming from the other world. You know, and I mean that's very common in their mythology. Basically, ancient technology created humanity. We were slave race, and then we weren't.
With
Poppy?
aquatic apes.
With aquatic apes, yeah.
And pig people thrown in.
You on board with this yet, Poppy?
Yeah. Was like right at the start. When I read it, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, of course it's
It's probably got Stargate, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm do you know what? Like I watched this documentary, Cave of Bones. Right. Have you seen it?
Don't think so.
It's about like pre-evolved humans. Is that the right phrase? Pre-evolved humans had religion, they reckon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Moon and sun worshippers easily.
Even though like their brains are like so much smaller and they'd be kind of classed as like animals, they still had a religion.
Proto-humans.
Yeah. So
They were looking looking for some kind of guidance system.
yeah. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. I'm just being like they're clever,
No.
you know.
Well, we're
Quite clever.
what helped humanity evolve and become superior? Maybe it's not the right word. Become effective. There's a better word. Is because we're pattern recognition. We're fantastic at it, you know. And obviously, conspiracy theories are, well, all these pieces fit, so it must be true. Like, and I mean, it is true. But you know, that
some other pieces are kind of forced into place, though.
well, like, hey, if you put a jigsaw piece together and it all goes together, and even though you have to stomp it down, that's still a jigsaw piece. I don't know what I mean by any of that.
No, I know what you mean. You get a boulder and crunch it onto that jigsaw.
It nearly fit. Yeah,
Come on. Okay, so we're saying that there was ancient technology
Yes.
by aliens. No.
No, that's we're jumping too far ahead there. We don't know that it's aliens.
Okay,
It could be like
us, but
yeah, but
probably-
from another version, like coming from Mars.
Where's all the bones though?
Bones don't last that long,
Oh,
really. You know, like anybody that has bone broth knows that.
oh really?
Like if you put a bit of heat on them, they dissolve down.
Yeah. Okay.
If you put bones in a slow cooker, they become soft and malleable, and you can feed it to your dog.
Okay. What was Saddam Hussein doing with the Stargate? He just had it.
he just had it. He kind of inherited it because the Iraq, when it formed as a nation, just happened to be on the land where this is, rather than they acquired a Stargate.
I didn't know I was going to get so sweaty about this.
Yeah,
This is,
well, it's the excitement of it all.
God.
It's a good job you're not wearing your brain scanner.
I know, yeah.
You'd be going through the fucking roof at
It
the
would have
moment.
broken it,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, that would have been so much fun.
Oh God, I should have brought it. We'll do
No,
it.
it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
was meant to be.
There's a
Meant to
part
be.
2 coming. There's
So
part
I
2
can.
We don't want to fry your brain. Completely.
It's getting
all these
fried.
truth bombs.
So who found out about that? Because you could say anyone's got a Stargate.
You could say anyone's got a Stargate,
Yeah.
but I think the reason that this exists is because people are trying to work out what the justification for the US invading Iraq was in 2003, because no weapons of mass destruction were ever found. So obviously the easy answer is oil, because they got fuckloads of
Yeah.
it. But that could be a double bluff.
And it's actually Stargate.
It's actually Stargate.
Okay.
So they want people to believe, maybe they knew there were no weapons of mass destruction. They want people to believe it's oil.
Right.
But actually what they were going in for was the Stargate.
Where's the Stargate gone then? Who's got it?
Well, good question.
Because I feel like I'm stumping over everything here, but the Baghdad Museum had during the Iraq War in 2003, it was looted. Like the amount of stuff that was taken there, ancient, pristine, ancient artifacts, it's all gone. And I mean that's a tragedy in of itself. But there was information, and also records were destroyed. why was the US Army going in and destroying records about ancient technology or ancient artifacts? It's all very, very dubious. But it was all taken, and it wasn't taken and destroyed. I mean, that does happen. Unfortunately, there are sites that, like, Al Qaeda have destroyed, ancient sites of world importance that they just went, oh no, that's against our storybook, so we're going to destroy it, which is very, very sad. And these things weren't even explored that well, which is very sad. However, that's very interesting. Why would you go into a country and loot its museum? And I know I'm talking, sitting here in London with the British Museum around the corner, but that's an unusual thing for them to have done.
It doesn't seem top priority.
Yeah,
No,
and yet they
it's
they cleaned it out. Why?
I doubt the Stargate was in the museum.
No. However, lots of information.
Okay.
And I mean, and it wasn't to preserve or protect anything. It wasn't the US. I'm sorry to any of our US listeners. They don't tend to be very cautious about going in and destroying things.
Yeah. Quite heavy-handed.
Yeah.
So we think, therefore, that the US president might have the Stargate now.
Why hasn't anybody used it yet? There's
Wow.
so much you could do.
There is.
You could punch
Yeah.
through it. I watched. I read an erotic comic once where someone like put their dick through like a warp hole thing.
Oh, like a international glory hole.
Yeah. And and then you could kind of like carry the dick around and just wank it off whenever, and the guy would feel it wherever he was. That's what you'd be doing with Stargate technology.
Yeah, because we're disgusting. We're disgusting monkeys. We really
There's
are.
in Stargate the movie, so that a whole team go through the gate, and James Spader's like the last one, and he walks up to it really, really slowly.
Yeah.
And there is a point where you think, oh, is he just gonna like
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Because James Spader,
They all walk through like it's nothing, and he's
Yeah.
walking up going, yeah.
I've seen that film. I didn't think that.
no,
Why is he gonna
James
fuck it?
Spader has that, like, he's
It's
there's a
slightly weird,
sleaziness
isn't it?
to him.
There's a weirdness
I love
about
him as an actor, but there is like, you're
There'd be no like hold though. There's nothing.
But imagine on the other side if all they're seeing is just his bell end sort of floating.
If a bell end appeared here, I'd punch it. I'm telling you now. I'd slap it away like a flag.
yeah. Well,
So-
rightly so.
But the thrill of doing something
It's
like that
harassment.
to a Stargate. It's yeah, there'd be so much stuff appearing all the time if Stargates were
Yeah,
real.
you'd throw stuff through.
You'd throw stuff. Sand had come through, like rain had come through, dicks,
Yeah.
fists.
You could play an
legs.
intergalactic game of ping pong.
Yeah. Should just spit through it.
I'm not going to do it, but just gob through a Stargate.
and that's how humanity was wiped out.
And can you imagine the other end thinking, oh, it must be a really sophisticated civilization coming through to found this and develop technology to figure out, and then it's just a bell end or phlegm coming through.
Cigarette butt.
Cigarette butt, yeah. So the Stargate theory is heavily inspired by fictional works. No shit. Notably, the 1994 film Stargate, where an ancient portal discovered in Egypt allows humans to travel to distant galaxies. In the realm of pseudoscience and conspiracy, proponents of the Iraq Stargate theory propose a similar device, possibly of Sumerian origin, lay hidden in Iraq, protected by Hussein's regime. According to the theory, the US government, aware of this, used the pretext of weapons of mass destruction to invade Iraq in 2003 and secure the Stargate to prevent its misuse or keep it out of the hands of other powerful nations. So basically, you can't have it, but we can.
Okay. And they're not going to do nothing with it.
No.
don't know
This is
about
the thing, right? Because they're going, oh no, you can't have it because you're too dangerous, but we can have it because we're definitely not dangerous.
Yeah.
We've never done anything bad.
We're the good guys.
Yeah.
They're going to board it up with cardboard and stuff.
Well, we've all seen
Gaffer
the end
type
of Indiana Jones. And all that,
I'd be a bit worried if it was in the White House of a doddery old man accidentally wandering through the Stargate and them going, who's the, and you go, oh, I'm the leader of the free world. Doesn't really know. who
Are
he
you really?
is. Yeah.
Where's your help? Yeah.
Although by the time this comes out, hopefully the country's first ever female president.
Yeah.
Or another mental old man.
It's so worrying. Isn't it?
I wish I had hope, but it's going to be Trump.
Oh,
It's going to be Trump.
Okay.
and so he will have this Stargate.
He'll have the
if Trump
Stargate,
gets
yeah.
into
Well, he had
power.
it before and he didn't do anything.
No one's done anything. But it's gathering dust in the.
Yeah.
He might have used it to pop across to Russia.
Maybe.
That would
Cheers,
make a
mate.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, so if that ends there, where's the other end of the Stargate then?
Well, there's a few. That's the idea. So it's like a. I mean, in the film, I think there's 7, but in theory, there could be numerous ones. I don't know how you. I guess the dialing system tells you where you're going, right? You're dialing up someone. You're going. I'm going.
Well, the idea of Stargate's like the one I mean, and this is fiction, like, but like the idea was that humanity came from Mars, you know, and there was a Stargate there. There's a lot of people that say there's artifacts on Mars, like the face of Sidonia, but I don't know how much stock I put into that. Although I quite like the idea that we ran from Mars to Earth. You know, I think that sounds cool.
Matt Damon went back.
Matt Damon went back. Matt Damon scienced the fuck out of that planet
did.
and survived.
And
That's my favorite bit. I got to science them. And he creates plants so he has oxygen and stuff. I love it. Matt
He
Damon.
had to shit a lot though to get this plant.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But who of us
Lots of
don't?
Matt Damon.
And yeah. But in terms of popular culture, like Star Trek, one of the best episodes is City on the Edge of Forever with the original series of Star Trek, and that's a Stargate, and that goes through time and space. But time and space are the same thing, space time. The Contact, the Jodie Foster film Contact. I love that film so much. I just love Jodie Foster so deeply. Oh, if you're watching this, Jodie, I love you.
It's her favourite pod. Apart from yours, Puppy.
Yeah.
Jodie, I love her. Anyway, gotta focus. But yeah, Contact is just amazing, and it's effectively a Stargate. I watched Contact. It's wonderful.
You found a science fiction, Puppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of Space Jam then. I don't know if it
So
counts. Did they have a Stargate? Maybe they did.
Yeah, did
oh,
they?
through the fucking the golf hole.
yeah.
What's that called? Golf hole.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
One, yeah.
I haven't seen it in about 30 years, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, Bill Murray and who is the guy? in
Michael
it?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
the main
that guy.
gets sucked through into the Looney Tunes world. That's
Yeah.
kind of a Stargate.
Yeah, kind of is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have to say that it's a lot more fun than the actual Stargate film where they just end up in basically Egypt. And the thing is, Stargate, I really like the film Stargate. I saw it in the cinema when it came out. But once they've gone through the Stargate, it gets pretty dull.
Yeah, that's it. You just whipped through.
Yeah.
To,
But one of the things that's now missing is how controversial Jay Davidson was, who plays what's the character role or Ra in Stargate.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had just come off the controversy of the Crying Game.
Yes.
Yeah, so the trans debate's been going back a while. I loved the Crying Game, but I also like because it was about the IRA. Fucking Miranda Richardson is amazing in it, and she has the most terrible Belfast accent, so she does. And I for that alone, I love them. And Stephen Ray, the most boring actor in the world, and he's fantastic in it. But Jay Davidson plays a very beautiful nightclub singer, and then she's a girl with something extra. And then that controversy carried over into Stargate. And Kurt Russell, I always remember Kurt Russell saying when he met Jay Davidson, he thought it was Cher. Jay Davidson came up behind him and covered his eyes, I went, hello, Kurt. And Kurt went, is that Cher? And turned around, it was Jay Davidson. But if you see Jay Davidson now, he's a fashion photographer now, and it's like, he's all muscular and covered in tattoos, and it's like, but you were the most androgynous, beautiful creature. Why would you do? But everyone has to change.
I feel like Kurt Russell. Have you seen Stargate, the film?
yeah, I just can't. I'm trying to think in my head. It's got the guy in from Casper that plays Casper's dad, right?
yes, yeah.
I always wanted him to be my dad, and kind of fancy him. He's confusing.
Yeah.
Not in a kind of weird.
But that's the sort of, I want you to be my daddy, but also my dad.
Like a sexy daddy. Yeah.
But Lady Gaga sings about that. Her boyfriend's like her dad. Like
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you wouldn't like a dad.
There's always these Freudian connections.
Yeah.
Boys and their mums. And,
yeah. So he usually plays dads and like presidents and stuff.
Yeah,
that's his main thing.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Same energy, Peter Connor.
Yeah, I think Kurt Russell, I'm pretty sure he did this film for the money because he feels like he's checked out for pretty much the entire film.
Oh, really?
He's just playing like a very generic kind of army sergeant. It's like he just walks around with sunglasses all the time, so you can't see his expression. I think probably because he couldn't be bothered to do any expression.
Kurt Russell, the last thing that Walt Disney ever wrote. Walt Disney died, and
Did he?
Did he? And on a notebook, he had written down Kurt Russell. That was the last thing that Walt.
That's
Walt
insane.
Yeah. So and the conspiracy. This is not true, but the conspiracy is that Kurt Russell somehow killed him. But he was like a teenage boy at the time. Yeah.
Oh,
Kurt Russell.
that's an episode.
In his wonderful handwriting, all like.
Walt Disney's Rosebud was Kurt Russell.
What? This is insane.
This is true. This is not me making this up.
I kind of believe that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, but what would it be like? Hello, I'm a teenage boy. I'm called Kurt Russell. I'm going to stab you.
Well, I could, you know.
Oh, no, because he didn't die of stabbing. I don't know why.
Or-
Old age.
Well, he died of, I think he died of lung cancer officially, but as we all know, he's frozen.
Oh,
And,
yes, of
and will be brought back
course.
to life.
And that's why Disney did the movie
That's why
Frozen.
Disney did the movie
To
Frozen.
confuse it.
Yeah.
Another conspiracy.
And also the song from that, Let It Go.
Yeah.
Let
Let
It Go.
Forget about
Yeah.
it. Just let him.
Made the film to cover up the conspiracy.
Yeah.
I do love that
Built
song
the
though.
organisation, they really are.
Ooh,
I know.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the persistence of this theory, the reason Saddam has started a Stargate, the reason this theory persists is that it taps into widespread skepticism regarding the official narrative of the Iraq War. The prelude to this invasion was marked by accusations that Iraq possessed WMDs, which were never found. To some, this discrepancy raised questions about the true motivation behind the war. If Iraq didn't have the WMDs, the US claimed, what was the actual reason for such a costly and controversial invasion? The theory also benefits from a layer of mysticism surrounding ancient history, particularly that of the Mesopotamia. Sumerian mythology with its detailed accounts of gods and fantastical events. Offers a rich source of speculation for those who believe that ancient civilizations had contact with extraterrestrials or possessed advanced technologies lost to time. In this context, some claim that ancient Sumerians, specifically Anunnaki, a group of deities in the Sumerian pantheon, could have been extraterrestrial beings who left behind advanced technologies such as a Stargate.
Okay.
So there's the idea that they either came down here and they left us with the technology, or they came down here and told us how to build the technology and then fucked off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like really lazy, kind of like a director.
Yeah.
They couldn't be bothered to do any of the heavy lifting.
I'm still thinking of the Kurt Russell Disney thing. How did he? I mean, he's so, like, what? I'm going to do that when I die. Freak
Just
everyone out.
Just write Kurt Russell's name.
Yeah.
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 This teenage boy, this handsome teenage boy, you know.
What was she trying to tell us?
What was he trying to tell us?
Oh, that is fascinating, though. I mean, I'm just like, yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. You know quite a bit of the Anunnaki, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So like Enlil and Enki were the main gods. They help breed humanity and bring humanity up. I mean, but the idea that there's the higher source comes down to give us information is in other mythologies as well. You could argue that Jesus does it. You could argue that Buddha does it. But you also, like, Prometheus gave fire to humanity and then was tortured for doing it. He had his liver eaten every day. Fun. But the idea that, Prometheus give fire to humanity, that's actually the idea of fire. So yes, fire, how to make fire, but also the fire of technology, the fire of creation, which was only for the gods. And that's why the gods are always, they kind of like us, but also like, you've stole our stuff,
Okay. So you're saying there is gods out there still.
Well, I think we all have different gods.
We
Whatever you think about all the time is what you worship.
Yours is Madonna.
She's having a hard time at the moment. Her brother died.
Oh.
I cried over a man I do not know.
Oh, her brother did die.
Yeah, Christopher. He was responsible for so much of her early success. It's all Madonna, but like the Blonde Ambition tour, he was the creative director, and the Immaculate Collection is dedicated to him. The Immaculate Collection is the first greatest hits package, well, second greatest hits package Madonna ever had out, and I fully recommend the Immaculate Collection. It's awesome, but it's dedicated to the Pope, and the Pope was Christopher Ciccone. It wasn't the Pope.
This podcast often veers into Madonna, and I realise that I've let that one happen today, and I should know better. And I'm just gonna.
No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Or
Push it
Joan
into
Crawford,
Madonna.
she comes up more often than you think. On a
Your
Conspiracy
girl.
Theory
Joan Crawford
podcast.
up this time.
Far more frequently than you think, Poppy.
It's your gods.
I love Joan Crawford. The only JC I worship is Joan Crawford.
What about you?
What my God?
Yeah.
Sugababes.
Sugababes.
They've got a tour.
They got a tour.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Which one? Original lineup or
Original lineup.
Well, okay, so original lineup.
Yeah.
But if I was to pick perfect lineup, it would be with Heidi.
Oh, a little atomic kitten thrown in. Is she from Atomic
No,
Kitten?
she's not from Atomic Kitten.
Ah.
No, you're thinking of Jenny, who was
Jenny.
Yeah, who was in. She wasn't Atomic Kitten, but who was
She was in a
before?
group called Precious.
That's it. Yeah,
Because I'm a gay man and I was there when that happened.
I think the golden.
Precious.
I think the golden Babes years are the Heidi. The Heidi.
Keisha.
Keisha. Yes.
Yeah, these are the gods.
These are the
Sugar
gods.
Babe gods.
Who would
Sugar
yours
Babes
be?
to me.
Damon Albarn, probably.
Nice, good
But
choice.
just like, is that a good choice? I don't really know.
Boys and Girls, song 2.
Yeah. Rolling over everyone, just blasting that.
He's
through
great. The Gorillas as well. Like,
Yeah,
you go into the
great,
Gorillas.
brilliant. Tim Curry, that could be.
Tim
a
Curry's
god.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are my gods. This is who I believe in.
Yeah.
A Stargate. You know, I think I believe in a Stargate. I'm thinking about this now.
Yeah.
It's got to be something. It's basically like a black hole, right?
Yeah, it's a portal.
It's it's just a portal. I can believe in that.
It's massive though, so you need quite a lot of space for one.
For a Stargate.
Yeah.
So I can't have it in my house. You couldn't have
I
it.
don't know how
Oh, you
big
could
it
have
is.
it.
There might be
yeah.
personal Stargates. I could
Yeah.
see that happening.
Yeah. This could be a Stargate in front of us
It
here.
could
This
be.
little well.
Yeah,
You know,
big enough for a bellend.
really, what else? is
That's
important?
about all for the benefit of the audio.
Big enough for a ballad. I'd love that if there, I mean, look at the thickness of that. That would be amazing. I'd be like,
Poppy,
wow,
now I know
wow.
so much more about you. Okay.
Size queen. I
Girth
really
Queen, apparently.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is. I am so sorry.
This is such a visual joke that, in fact, even if you watch it on YouTube, you can't really see that.
I'm really trying to stick my foot through it as well, but I shouldn't. I think it's a bit girthier than a Coke can. I've been
Yeah.
speaking to a porn star today, so this kind of stuff's all on my
Yeah, he'd probably look at that and think standard size.
Yeah.
Or look at that and think that is
Snug
girthy.
fits.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
that's
Took it in
fine.
this direction.
Moreover, some argue that Hussein's interest in the can't pronounce this. Hang on.
Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia. Some argue that Hussein's interest in the Mesopotamia history, especially his effort to reconstruct the ancient city of Babylon, is evidence of his awareness of some hidden technological or esoteric knowledge. These actions are often exaggerated by conspiracy theorists who see them as part of a larger plot to unlock or harness ancient powers. So I didn't know this until I started researching this, but Saddam Hussein spent millions of dollars trying to reconstruct Babylon in the 1980s and 1990s.
What?
Yep. So the
Why?
Iraq War in the 90s, there's an argument that the reason that happened was because he was trying to do this because in the 90s, and I know you're both children, but in the 90s, the Christian right in America, all the evangelical ones, the end times are coming because Saddam Hussein is trying to bring back Babylon, and that's in the Book of Revelation that Babylon would come back.
Oh
the whore of her abominations, Babylon, and that's one of the reasons why they attacked in the first Iraq War.
That's
Babylon.
insane.
For Babylon.
Do you want to know what he tried to do to it?
Yeah.
So he built a lavish palace on a hill overlooking the ancient city. The palace was modelled after the palace of Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Isn't that the ship in Matrix?
Absolutely.
Oh.
All connected.
Wow. Shit.
And Hussein inscribed his name on many of the bricks. He modified some of the original walls to include his initials. And he also, but he used cement bricks and other inappropriate building materials. So basically, he fucked it.
You didn't build it where you cut corners.
You cut corners.
With cowboy builders.
Yeah, cowboy builders. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So did he actually do this? He actually built this?
He tried to do it.
What?
And then he fucked it because the reason he was using cheap materials is because the country was bankrupt because of 12 years of UN sanctions. Then the invasion of Iraq in 2003 caused significant damage to the site, and then there was careless excavations by armed forces on undiscovered artifacts and shook the ancient wall. So basically, he fucked it, and then the US Army fucked it, so it's fucked.
Hold on a minute. So he was trying to like do it up and
he was trying to pimp it.
Yeah,
but he was trying to Saddam Hussein pimp
But
it.
it sounds like he's just sat in there, just scratching his initials into the wall.
That's pretty much it.
And just like using just like
he basically wanted it to be a shrine to him, but didn't have the money or resources to do it.
Oh,
So it's just a hack job.
yeah.
And then the US came in and went, fucking hell.
That's
Well-
that's
Well,
what
there's a
my
very
mum
interesting artifact from then. Saddam Hussein had the Quran written in his own blood, and you can't destroy the Quran. Well, you can destroy the Quran, but what I mean is that no one could destroy the Quran, even though it was written in his blood. So his DNA is on every page of a version of the Quran.
How's he doing that? It's like
Well, literally
Harry
got his blood pumped out and someone transcribed it.
Oh, so he didn't do it himself?
No, oh God, no.
Yeah.
He was a dictator. He got someone to do it, but like it's his blood, every word of
The
the
whole
Quran.
thing.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So
No wonder he didn't do the palace thing right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all wobbly from the... It's probably anemic. Dear me.
He was too lightheaded.
Yeah.
He wasn't making not making sensible decisions.
Getting
the reason
cowboy
I mention it
builders
just
in,
shows what an egotist he was. Like he wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a dictator. Of course, he was an egotist. You know, and if who wants to be in control?
I know.
So
just
there
want-
is a Sri Lankan Stargate. Do you know about this one? Okay. So Sri Lanka's sacred city of Anuradhapura, I think I pronounced that right, and I apologize if I haven't, is a chart that's alleged to be a map to unlock the secrets of the universe. It's 1.8 meters in diameter. It's carved on a kind of cave ceiling, and also there were 4 seats carved by whoever did the original carving next to it, so people would just sit and stare up at it.
Oh, mad.
And it's kind of like, and initially they thought it was like a kind of an early map of Earth, but there is a consensus among conspiracy theorists that it is the design of a Stargate.
Oh my God.
You seen this?
Yeah. I just don't know how to pronounce any of the words that you just
Yeah,
said.
as you can see, neither do I.
Wow.
Yeah, so when compared to other cavings from the same period, such as the Sandakada Pahara, which depicts vine, swans, and lotus, all typical of Buddhist iconology, the chart is without religious context, leaving it without an obvious explanation as to why it's here. While discussions around the chart for many years were mainly confined within academic circles due to its historically important location, the explosion of the photo sharing on social media over the last few years has shone a global spotlight on the mystery. Eagle-eyed tourists have remarked on the parallels between the chart in Anuradhapura and similar sites in other countries, that they are believed by some to be Stargates. Their theory goes that the chart holds secrets to the secret code for unlocking the portal. But it doesn't tell you where the Stargate is. It just tells you
How to build it.
how to unlock it when you know where it is. I think that's the plan.
I mean, how would you even build it? That's what they're saying as well, though.
Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't be doing a podcast.
That's true.
I'd be so shit with it. I'd literally just like, I'd have one by the toilets. Like, if I'm really, when I try and get in my
With fire
flat,
exit over the start
Yeah.
on the top of it.
when I try and get in my flat sometimes, do you ever do like a panic kind of wee?
Every time.
Yeah, it's awful. So I'd have one there.
Yeah.
I could just like stick my bum through and just wee. Oh, but then I wouldn't need to get in the door, so I'll just do that. I don't know. It's
Okay, so
stressing
you're
me out
sticking
trying
your
to
bum
think of
through, but someone's sticking their bell through. You're not on board
this.
with.
I'm trying to have a wee. I'm trying not to wee
They
on our
might be.
doorstep.
I mean, they would. It's a man. It wouldn't be, would they?
Man, disgusting.
Yeah, they are disgusting.
Oh my God, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah. So the otherworldly theory has been further fueled by the chart's proximity to Danegala Mountain, also known as Alien Mountain, in the nearby sacred city of Polonnaruwa. According to a local tour guide, villagers in the area do believe that the Alien Mountain attracts more shooting stars and thunder and lightning above it than anywhere else.
It's just called Alien Mountain.
It's called Alien Mountain. Great name for a mountain.
Alien Mountain.
Yeah, they've not fucked about with the naming convention. They've got
That's what
aliens
it
turn
says
up
on the
here.
tin,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
I like it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen an alien. My mum's driven through a ghost in a car once.
Uh-huh.
A World War II boy, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Who was walking across the... I don't think it was... I think it was literally just like a hat on a stick that she drove past. But she's like, in her brain, made it into this beautiful, like...
It's a better
he was
story.
like,
Well, I don't know. Is it a better story? She's run over a child.
Ghost child.
Ghost
from
child,
World
yeah,
War
fair,
II.
fair. And in fairness, she didn't know it was going to be there.
Yeah.
No, fair play to her.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, so serious scholars and experts have consistently dismissed the Stargate theory as unfounded and lacking any credible evidence.
Why?
From a historical
Why?
From a historical standpoint, there is no archaeological or scientific proof of the existence of any such device in Iraq, let alone that Hussein controlled one. The theory is rooted more in science fiction tropes than in reality. Mesopotamia, mythology, and artifacts, while intriguing, provide no indications of extraterrestrial involvement or advanced technology akin to a Stargate. The theory also overlooks the more mundane geopolitical and economic motivations behind the Iraq War, Iraq's vast oil reserves, strategic importance in the Middle East, and Saddam Hussein's long history of antagonism with the West provide far more plausible explanations for the invasion. Whilst the US government's justification for the war was questionable, attributing the invasion to the existence of a Stargate veers into fantasy. Maybe, but it's more fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Who's
also,
doing that?
we know the weapons of mass destruction didn't exist.
The thing is, we do know that, right?
Yeah. So like, how much more fantasy do you need? You know?
He's coming and like stomping all over everything like that. Who is that? Oh, is that you?
No, it's them.
There's
It's them. Who's them?
It's them. It's the debunkers.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
If you Google anything now,
I'll go back to ChatGPT with that.
Yeah,
Poppy
fuck
says,
off.
just fuck off.
just fuck off.
Just fuck off.
But if you Google anything now, you get told that what the line of it is. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I Google is just a battle now. It used to be
Google's got its own. Yeah, it's right. It's got its own AI thing,
Yeah.
hasn't it? So it tells you what is fact, but who's writing that?
right.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever this is, debunk it. And they're so quick to debunk, aren't they? They're so
Yeah.
quick to like shit all over the Stargate idea.
Any conspiracy you type into ChatGPT, it will tell you about it, but then it will always caveat it with what it defines as the truth.
Yeah. You're a very silly boy for asking this question, but I'll humor you. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah,
I believe in the Stargate. Yeah, he's probably had a Stargate, yeah.
yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
I mean, he could have he got hung, didn't he?
He did get
He
hung.
could have hid in the Stargate. If someone was after me, I'd go through the
I
Stargate.
imagine he was hiding the Stargate.
Oh.
I can't imagine he'd have it out. Well, I don't know.
No,
actually.
hiding is in I'd go into it.
Oh,
if
he'd
someone
go
was going to
into it.
kill me,
Okay.
I'd be like, I'm fucking off through the Stargate.
Yeah, that's a
I'll see.
fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
good
If he did
idea.
have it, surely he would have used it to fuck off.
I
It depends,
think-
depends where it goes, though.
I've debunked this by accident, but just
Well, no,
I
the
was just
thing,
saying that he would've used it to
the thing of the, well, it's just like Hitler didn't die at the end of World War II. That's a whole other podcast.
Well, because Saddam Hussein did have imitators, didn't he? at times?
Absolutely.
Oh, he actually did.
Yeah.
Oh, have I got
Yeah.
snot on my? I've had snot on my nose all through this.
No, you're right.
Edited
No.
it out in post,
Yeah.
please.
I-
It'll cost
we
loads.
I was more like, is it cocaine? You should,
We can rack some up after. It's been a fun pod.
Oh my god. Yeah, but like, so it could have been one of his imposters. Like he had plenty of imposters. There's
So he
movies
fucked
about
off through the Stargate and
Yeah,
then
and
thought,
left-
we'll just
left-
nab one of the
yeah.
imposters and string him up.
They had that little diagram, didn't they, of him like hiding in the. Was it in a bunker?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It was horrible.
And there was a little like what do you call it? Like silhouette of him hiding in the bottom of the bunker in this diagram. And somebody found a biscuit the other day that was in the same shape. Is that a conspiracy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like
That's-
when you see Jesus on your toast.
Yeah,
That's,
exactly.
That can't just be coincidence in a
No,
way.
that's saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
don't know
What is it saying? That's
Not
that's-
sure.
There we are.
Not sure.
Many of the claims supported the Stargate theory rely on misinterpretations of ancient text and symbols. For example, Sumerian cylinder seals and other artifacts that have been cited by theorists as evidence of alien technology, when in reality they are standard depictions of religious and political events from the time. So says the internet,
So this is,
but we know better.
do though.
I just think he's got one and it's probably, you're saying the White House at the moment.
Well, in the United States, I don't think anything is really stored in the White House.
Oh yeah, that would be too obvious.
Because Bush was in charge when they would have found this. I don't think he would have given it to him. If they had found it, I think they'd go back and go, no, we didn't.
Bush would have just done golf. Hit
I
golf
think he would
balls
have
through it. Watch
probably
this drive.
Sent a fucking army through it.
Oh yeah, he probably would have done. Yeah.
Then we would have had an interplanetary war.
Oh no.
I think that his generals just thought we'll just not tell him.
Oh no. God. So where's stuff stored if not in the White House?
Yes, good point actually. Where they put
Deep
it?
underground base.
Yeah.
Like
Pentagon.
yeah. There's lot. I mean, the United States is such a huge country. There's plenty of places for things to be
It could be
stored.
with Bigfoot.
Could be with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Just in a storage unit somewhere. Yeah. Gathering dust. Like my desk.
Like Mount
on school.
Shasta could be there.
Where's that?
That's another podcast.
Oh.
Mount Shasta, there's loads, like there's meant to be wormholes there, and you see Bigfoot at Mount Shasta, you
What?
see aliens.
Just
like,
walking around?
Just Google Mount Shasta, and then 3 pages in, you'll find stuff.
There's a theory that Bigfoot's an alien.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bigfoot's an alien. But what is this like a resort where they're all walking around together and just
No,
chilling out?
it's a physical location in the United States. Lots of weird things happen,
Oh,
like Skinwalker Ranch and all that.
Skinwalker. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm scared.
The world is very creepy and strange.
It's horrible. Oh.
So, the theory that Saddam Hussein possessed a Stargate is a fascinating blend of historical fascination, political skepticism, and science fiction. While it lacks any credible basis in reality, its persistence speaks to the human desire to uncover hidden truths and question official narratives. Ultimately, it reflects the enduring appeal of ancient mysteries and the power of speculative thought in times of uncertainty. So, Poppy, did Saddam Hussein have a Stargate?
Could have asked me
I love
to
you,
start.
Poppy. I love
This
you.
is literally the easiest persuade. I can see why you do the podcast you do. You're so on board with this stuff. It's great.
I'm so on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one. He had one.
Why not?
Don't know where it is. Someone
Yeah.
should find it. Do a shout out if anyone's.
Another war.
Oh,
I think that's coming. I think that's coming.
oh God.
You believe he's got one?
Well, not anymore, obviously,
Yeah.
but
Well, he had one.
I think it's more credible than the WMDs.
You think it's more credible that he has a Stargate than weapons of mass destruction?
Because we know there was no weapons of mass destruction.
Okay.
And really, the oil thing, we're starting to get rid of petrochemicals as fuel. So, and they knew that then. So,
Bet you watch this podcast back and you see a little dick come out. Just as you asked me the question. That's why I said yeah, because it
Just
poked
over your
me.
shit, poke in the back of the head. Poppy, would you like to look into this camera? Tell people where they can find you, follow you, where they can hear your podcast, all that sort of stuff.
I've got a new podcast. It's called Brainwash Me. I put on a brain scanner and then guests have 40 minutes to convince me to be whatever they're into. And you guys are going to come on it, right?
We are.
Yeah,
We are.
yeah. Find it on the podcast places everywhere and YouTube. Clean.
And what's your
professional plug.
social media handle?
Poppy Hillstead.
Yeah.
That's it. POPPYHOLLSTEAD.
Not fucked about there. Would you like a Saddam Hussein joke to end the podcast?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh, God.
What did Saddam Hussein say every time he played pool? Iraq. Huh? George? Don't shake your head. Fuck's sake.
George hates it.
That's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye.
please like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. The more lovely subscribers we get, the more episodes we'll make. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok for regular updates and exclusive videos at Believe Conspiracy Pod. We love you. Bye.